Hi, I'm Kay. Thank you so much for joining me for my big review for Harper from the Alexander Couture collection by René of Paris in the color Plumberry Jam. First of all, I would like to say thank you to Trendco wigs for sending me this piece so I can review her for you all. So let's start with this color, Plumberry Jam. What a gorgeous color. So what you have is a deep burgundy kind of color with red highlights. It's so vibrant. It's absolutely stunning. I obviously will take you outside later on so you can see what this color looks like in natural light. At the moment I have no artificial light sources on, no ring light, nothing. Mine broke, still waiting for my replacement, just so you know. So it is indoor natural light at the moment. And you have a natural brownish, more leaning towards Albany long root. So as you can see, it comes down quite far. Really pretty. I love this color. I think it's so vibrant, so cool. And on this piece, I think it's just match made in heaven. So what you have with Harper is a long, so it goes up to my shoulder blades, long straight-ish piece with subtle layers, which really allows for a lovely natural flow and movement. So you can just see that some layers were cut in here at the bottom, which gives it this movement, and it also allows for the style to be a little bit more alive, I would say, rather than just having it all one length hanging down. It just gives a little bit more of movement, which makes this less drab as it could be. So I do think these layers that they put in right at the bottom here just gives it something extra, I would say. So really pretty. Let's look at Harper from all sides. And back to the front. What I noticed when I first put her on is how low density she is. I'm not saying she has not a lot of hair. There is some hair there. There is no permatease that I can feel, which I was so surprised about, and I love it. Absolutely love it. So therefore it sits nice and flat on my head, and it therefore I personally feel gives it a really natural look. So there is, there is hair there. So I would say the density in itself of the hair is probably more like low to medium density. It's definitely not low density, and it's definitely not medium density. So you can tuck it behind your ear quite easily. Now the ears stick out a little bit, but not bad at all. It's definitely possible. So let's look at the lace front, which I think is actually really nicely done. For such a dark color, when you have that medium natural brown root here, the knots are actually quite fine. And it looks a little bit less dense than they normally are. I probably would still pluck it, but I pluck everything. So, and then you have a center part. I will obviously take the cap off later as well so you can see that. Fibers, it's a straight synthetic. They are actually quite nice and soft. Hint of dryness, but nothing to worry about. Nothing where you say, that feels like an old wig. No, not at all. It's really what you would expect a synthetic wig would feel like, I would personally say. What I also noticed when I took her out of the box, I mean, this is fairly straight out of the box anyway, is that there's no real artificial shine, which for such a vibrant color, I love. So let's look at the cap construction. We have a center part. It's fairly wide, so you can maybe part it just slightly off center, and you have a lace front that is quite deep. And if you don't like your center part, but you like more of a side part, you could get away with having a little part here and then move the rest to this center part. So at least it gives you the illusion here of a little bit of a parting that's more to the left or right. And then you can always move the rest to the bit here. And I will show you later what I mean by that. You have net covered ear tabs with metal stays in them, an extended velvet nape with bra strap like adjusters, and just notice here how far they are apart. So the actual circumference is quite tight on me straight out of the box, so I had to loosen that quite a bit. But the actual cap itself fits quite loose, and I will explain that in a minute. And then you have open wefts back and sides. So fit-wise, as I just mentioned, the circumference feels fairly tight on me straight out of the box, so I had to loosen the adjusters to almost the loosest settings. However, there's a lot of extra space left for the rest of the cap, with some bulging on me. I'm a 21.5 inch circumference, so normally petite average, and these caps itself are big. There is space. However, even though there is this bulging in space, I still think it sits nice and natural to the head, which is lovely. So what I've done here now is that I've moved the center part slightly over. As you can see, because of that lace front being a little bit deeper, you can have that illusion of a side part here, and then you can just move the rest slightly, not a straight line, but move it slightly over. So you can have a little bit of a side part if you wanted to, which I prefer on myself. Styling option wise, it is a longer piece. You can do a lot with it. You can pull back the fringe. You can see the lace front again, which I think is actually really nicely done. You can have a low ponytail. I would always take like the front layers out. But here you can see it is actually quite a sizable ponytail. You know, a good amount of hair, not overly over the top. Good amount, healthy looking hair. Half up, half down, obviously not a problem at all with this length. I always like to leave the front out, but it does fit if you wanted to have it all tied back as well. So straight off the box, because it is a long fringe, it is a flopper, so it will need training. I think it will train fairly easily. Use some water, clip it back, let it dry, and it should at least start to move back. You might have to repeat it a few times. So let's take you through the house outside so you can appreciate this color. I mean, this is such a cool color. So here in the conservatory, natural light, sunlight from above and from there, no other lights on. It's sunny, so right in the sun, you really get a feel for this plum color. And as I said, in the sun, even in the sun, I don't think the shine is unnatural. So let's take you into the shade, because I think you can actually see the color in the shade as it really looks. Yeah, definitely here gives you really idea of what this color is like. It is such a cool color, such an edgy color. Here's the lace front again, straight out of the box. Really like how it's slightly less dense here, very natural. So I hope you enjoyed this review. Thank you again to Trendco Wigs for sending me this beautiful piece. Don't forget, like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, on TikTok, on Pinterest, on Facebook, and wherever you can find me. Have a lovely day. Any questions, any comments, let me know below, and have a lovely day. See you soon.